What's up? It's Crystal with UTELconcerts.com. I'm here with Steve Aoki. Nashville is in for a huge treat. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Just woke up like 5 minutes ago. So.
Have you ever been to Nashville before?
No, I haven't.
No?
No, yeah. I mean, I've been looking at that date in my calendar for like, I don't know how long, but it's like the one that sticks out because I've just never been here, and it's like that. It's Nashville, Tennessee. It's
right.
like
no idea what to expect, right? Where do you go to find new music? Any websites or?
There's hypem.com. That's where you could find anything online for free if you don't want to pay for music, or recordlabel.com. That's a good site for music. MySpace, really. MySpace is a good place for me to like. That's where I first found out about Empire of the Sun, and now it's that CD that I listen to all the time in my car when I'm in LA. Or I usually always go to MySpace if I want to find out about new artists. And if I want to help develop new artists and they're giving me material, I always tell them that the first thing they should be doing is creating a MySpace page first and then create their own site later on.
Have you played DJ Hero yet?
Oh, no, I haven't. No, but I'm a supporter, you know, like. I
wonder how much it's like the real thing.
I've heard, I don't know, plenty of stories from AM, him developing the game and working on different scratch patterns or whatever patterns that will work with the game, and it sounds really interesting. And they had this big crazy party I think like 2 weeks ago for the launch of the game with like Jay-Z, Eminem, and AM and Travis.
Are you good with coming up with DJ names? Like, how'd you come up with Kid Millionaire?
I'm horrible with coming up names. I've come up with a lot of names that I've used, like Dim Mak, my record label, this festival called Neighborhood, Hard, this festival that we do in LA, and Kid Millionaire was a name that was morphed from another name. When I first started DJing, I was listening to Khalees's record, and there's a song called Millionaire. So it dates me to like my early stages of DJing, which wasn't that long ago. It's probably 2003, and in the lyrics, Andre 3000 says, "Mama, I'm a millionaire." So originally my name was, I like the ring of it, so my name was originally Mama Millionaire. Okay. But that's like meant for a girl.
Yeah.
So when I had one gig with that name, and this reggae guy came up, and I was DJing vinyl, and he's like, "What's your name? I'll shout you out while you're DJing." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." I was like, "Mama Millionaire," and he was like, "That's for a girl. You should like change your name." So he, instead of calling me Mama Millionaire, he wouldn't do it. He called me Kid Millionaire, and then I was like, "Okay, I'll just use that name, Kid Millionaire."
You're involved with so many different things. I mean, you have that restaurant with Danny Masterson, yeah. You got the record label, the clothing line, the headphones. You know, what characteristics do you have to be able to juggle so many things, and to come from just like like a college boy up into like this huge entrepreneur?
Well, I feel like all the different things that I work on, all the different companies, like the label, the clothing line, those are two of my main my main companies where I'm spending a lot of time developing, and have been building the label side for 13 years. I rely on reliable people. So I rely on really good teams that are working with the different things that I got my hands tied up in. So that's the most important thing, and just time management. Like working out my schedules with my tour schedules and being home. And I mean, my days at home are not fun. They're very busy. That's like I wake up early and I'm working like everyone else all the way until I either DJ or I'm like planning on working on some other projects. It's a continuous cycle.
And since we're a concert website, what is the best concert that you've ever been to as an audience member?
Michael Jackson. When he was wearing the red jacket.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, I don't know, probably 7, 8 years old, but I remember. But I was like far back bleachers, and I had binoculars. I mean, it was that far. But I was a little kid, and we had an umbrella because it was raining.
What do you look for in a talented DJ?
I mean, there's a couple of things, like, it depends on why I'm going to see a DJ. Like, if I'm going to see a DJ because I already love their production, then it doesn't really have to be that much. They don't have to be jumping around. They don't have to be like screaming on the microphone. They don't have to be doing very much. Like Daft Punk is probably one of the most probably the most powerful sets I've ever seen, and they barely move. They just move their heads, and they sometimes put up their arm, and when they put up their arm, it's just like everyone goes mental. But it's just the music is already there. I mean, they're mixing going into each track, and they're not even really DJing. They're just playing their own tracks through their own program. I don't know if it's Ableton Live or Logic, or they have some sort of setup where it just plays, and they just mess around with the EQs, and they have a really crazy light show that goes around them. But I saw them in Vegas, and that was one of my favorite live shows I've ever seen. So it just depends. Like, you know, when it comes to an artist that I want to see and I'm excited about the music, then I just want to hear their music. When it's an up and coming DJ trying to make a name for himself and he wants to impress people that don't know who he is, then he's got to pull, you know, things off his sleeve and do new exciting things than the other DJs haven't done. And but it's also like you know, playing in the pocket, you want to play to the people. You don't want to be bullheaded. You want to I always believe in that majority rule vibe. You know, you want to make sure the majority of the crowd is enjoying the time. Sometimes I get put in situations where I look at the crowd and I automatically think, wow, these guys probably have no idea who I am. They're probably curious, but they just don't know. So I have to like play in that framework. I had to play in that world and try to convince them, like, this is fun, let's have a good time. And sometimes I play to a crowd where I look out and I feel like everyone knows who I am, and I play according to those rules too. So yeah, it's you know, I might be playing the same songs in a time frame of 3 months on a tour, but each show is different, and in each show I have to like change up the sets or play songs differently, or not play certain songs and play other ones based on how I interpret the crowd and how they're going to react.
And I was actually just watching a video of you on YouTube, and you were talking that you were working with like people from The Faint and Boys Noise. You were like in a punk band or a hardcore band. And you guys got into the studio and you didn't have any songs written. What happened to that? Where is all that stuff?
Oh, that's happening. It's a process. Like, I mean, that collaboration with Alex from Boys Noise and The Faint was in March of last year. So I mean, it's long overdue. It's bound to come out. We still have, I mean, everyone's busy. The Faint's like working on new music. Alex is working on 2 albums, his own Boys Noise album and an album with Gonzalez. And I'm in the studio finishing up my album as well. So we're trying to finish those songs up, and it'll eventually come out. In the meantime, I've done collaborations with Laidback Luke and Armand Van Helden, and those are actually coming out as well. So there's a lot of new material. My single's coming out like around September, called "I'm in the House with Super Black," and we just shot the music video like 3 weeks ago. And you know, I've been playing out that record a lot. I think it's a big record. I'm excited about putting that record out, and my album will soon follow around 2010 next year. Hey, this is Steve Aoki. Thanks for checking me out on youtellconcerts.com. Because when you tell concerts, it's cooler.
Yay! Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.